Hello there, running ears. It's Manny again, and sorry I haven't been around. Haven't been making as many videos. I've been traveling, going out of town, but that's all going to change. I plan on doing a video a week, basically until the wine and dine. Wearing the shirt, wearing the cap. That's coming up very, very soon at the early next month. So we got basically a month to go. We'll see you guys there. So we got about 4 videos that we're going to do. So it's all going to revolve around there. I was at the hurricane. I was at Disney World during this hurricane. I'll get to that at the very end. I'll just touch on that real quick. But besides that, guys, I got a lot to cover about today. I am going to cover about the after party. Is it worth it? So before I go into that, please, guys, subscribe to the channel. Guys have been doing an amazing job. We're almost at 500. Let's get to 500. Make sure you share the content. Please ask questions. Make suggestions. Guys, you guys are amazing. You guys are great. See you guys at the park sometimes now. So I love talking to you guys. But without further ado, let's get started. So the after party, is it really worth it? Yes and no. It really depends. Anybody who knows me knows I live by a few philosophies, and one of them is, you know what, guys? One person's trash is another person's jewels. So when you read stuff saying that, man, I had the worst experience at this party, or man, I had the best experience at this party, that may not be you. Some people might get a really, really good experience. Then you show up and you say, man, this was not that great. Other people will sit there saying, man, it was the what's it called, the worst experience I've ever had. And then you get there and all of a sudden you say, man, I had the time of my life. So that brings me to my next point, and my next philosophy is, guys, experience it for yourself. It's okay to get some information, to see what you're going to go up against, but realize that everybody's experience is different. Again, one person might go there and have a very, very negative experience. You might show up 10 minutes later and have just an awesome experience, something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So guys, my suggestion is, if you've never done it before and you have access to go to it, go and see for yourself. If you don't like it, you never have to go again. If you love it, it's something else for you to do when you're there and doing Run Disney events. And besides, it's the only after party, official after party, that Disney has going on for their Run Disney events at Walt Disney World. So guys, what to expect? A few things. Number one, who can get in? So the people that bought the half marathon or the challenge get access to the party, and it's part of their price, part of their ticket plan. So the 10Ks, the 5Ks, the virtual, they do not get it. Anybody who's just a bystander who wants to just come in and cheer people on and check stuff out, they're going to have to pay. And the cost is $94. It's kind of expensive, guys, $94. Because now the next point is, it starts at 10. So the park closes at 9 and it starts at 10. Usually goes till about 2 a.m. So that's roughly about 4 hours. So you got about 4 hours in there. So $94 for the 4 hours. So I have a tidbit at the very end that's gonna clear your mind and go like, man, maybe it is worth it. But let me keep going on what to expect. Okay, you can get in as early as 5 p.m. So let's say I have an annual pass, so I can go whenever I want to, unless I'm park hopping, so it's after 2 o'clock. So at 2 o'clock I can go in. But let's say you don't have a ticket, you don't have a park hopper, you don't have any of that stuff. You can get in at 5 p.m. You're going to have a copy of your ticket. So you're going to go in there. They're going to give you a band. They're going to give you an extra band. It's going to basically state that it's for the party. So with that band, you're able to walk around and get on rides, especially after 9. So at 9 o'clock, when the parks start closing, they have you already know, you guys already know that at 8:59 with 59 seconds, you can jump into line. Any ride that has a queue, a moving queue, you can jump in there and you can get on that ride. So after 9 o'clock, you cannot no longer do that. So if you have that band, guess what? You are going to be allowed to get in that line. So let's say Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, it closes at 9. At 9:01, you show up and you have the band. They're going to let you get in line. Whereas if you don't have that, they're going to turn you away and you're going to have to leave, or you're going to have to start going towards the exit. They're not going to let you get on any more rides. After that, they became pretty strict with looking at anybody who doesn't have a band. They're going to ask them to leave. So that's a cool thing right there. So again, 5 to 9, you can get on rides. After 9 o'clock, you basically can have a little bit of run of the mill. Here is a tip. It's a really, really big tip. Between 9 and 10, where the time of the party starts, because a lot of people don't get there till 10, especially the ones who just want to go out back and drink, because that's when officially the party starts. So that, you know, you're going to be able to get on a few rides during that time, 9 to 10. How many rides? That is a very good question. Last year they had 4 rides. It was Soaring, it was Test Track, it was Frozen Ever After, and it was Remy's. So this year, my guess is going to be those 4, plus probably it's going to be Cosmic Rewind, Guardians of the Galaxy. So that is going to be amazing if they have that. I think that's going to be the longest line. So the tip is try to get in there between 9 and 10. You're going to get a better chance of getting in there pretty quickly, because once 10 o'clock comes around, those lines can get pretty long too. Last year, I was in Remy's Ratatouille between 9 and 10. It was about a half an hour wait. By the time I got up there, the ride actually broke down, but we were about to get in. Then they had us wait for about 30 minutes. So it was about 10:30, and they said, well, guys, no telling when it's going to go back up. I don't think it ever came back up. So by the time I left, the only thing that was open was on that side was Frozen Ever After, and that had about an hour and a half wait. Guys, another tip. Here goes this one. At the front of the parks, Test Track and Soaring, if those are open, there is no lines. Everybody will go to the party in the back. So it's out on World Showcase. So at the front of the parks, you will see nobody. I remember getting, since I don't drink, so I was in the back for a long time. I went over there and I was able to get on Soaring over and over and over for a bit. Then I went on Test Track a couple of times. So that's another good thing that you can have. Characters. Last year was it was themed villains, so it was a villains themed run, and so it was dark. It was very, very dark. If you see my video, there's parts that it's hard to even see because the villains are back there and they're in the dark, and there's picture ops that you can go get, and so that's another thing that you can get. That's another perk that you're going to get, and there's usually characters that are not going to be on the run. A lot of these characters are not on the run, then all of a sudden you go to the party and they're going to be there. So since it is a little bit different themed, we have Soul, we have Raya, we have Coco, we're probably going to see those characters. My guess it's going to be more lit up because they're not dark characters like the villains are, so it's going to be a little bit more lit up. But those that's another perk that you're going to get. Now those lines can get super long also, because remember, it's everybody who ran and their parties. So that's another cool thing. Now another thing that they're going to have is drinks and food. And a lot of the drinks are going to be they're going to be, you know, like just for the people that are running. So they're going to have special drinks. So you do get your map, your park map that they give you, but this is going to be specific for them, for the Wine and Dine after party. So you're going to be able to see what you can get. So there's going to be some stuff that's probably not going to be sold during regular times that you're going to be able to get. That's what it was last year. So since I don't drink, I don't know. I know the drinks look super, super cool. I don't drink, but I thought about it just because the ice cubes were glowing. It looked so cool. It was amazing just to look at there, just walk back there and to look at it. So you're walking in the back, and again, it's dark, and you see a bunch of people with cups, and you see the ice cubes, they're glowing, and so it's so cool to see that. So guys, another question that people will probably ask, is there going to be any special merchandise? They do from time to time bring out 1 or 2 things, but it's not a lot. Last year, I don't believe they brought in anything new, but again, that was also pandemic. So I'm not sure if they're going to have anything that's going to be specific. I'm going to touch on that in the next few videos, the next few weeks, because there are going to be stuff coming out when it comes to merchandise the next couple weeks. So we're waiting for the course maps, we're waiting for the merchandise, we're waiting for just a lot more details. So those are going to be coming out probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll get those, and I'll make videos about it in case you guys have any questions about it. But besides that, that's what to expect. And again, it's going to be from about 10 to 2. So, did I promise you guys something? Yes, I promised you something, especially for you. This is exactly, actually, this is for you guys who don't have, an annual pass. You don't have the park pass for the whole day and everything. This is actually pretty cool. I looked at it this way because people will look at it and say $94 for 4 hours because it's 10 to 2 roughly. Is it worth it? Here goes the deal. You can go in at 5. So you basically get 5 extra hours. So technically that's going to be 9 hours that you're going to get. And it's $94, including the taxes from what I read. $94 is what you pay. Now think to yourself, if you love the park and you want to spend a full day at the park, which is 9 or 10 hours, and right now you're paying 120, 130, whatever it is a day. Now look at this. This is $94 plus you get some extra stuff. So you can go and you can buy the ticket. You can go in. You're not going to get on all the rides. So Living with the Land is not going to be open up. Mission Space is not going to be open up probably. But you get to do a lot of things in that 9 hours. And again, there's going to be a special party, special food, special drinks. So that's something I would take into consideration if you're on the fence about it. If you already have the ticket, again, even if you have that ticket because you're already doing a run and so you got that ticket, think to yourself, if I get there at 5, I don't have to purchase that day. So again, you can just rest in your room. You can go to Disney Springs. You can just resort hop. Just again, relax. Just generally relax. Get there by 5 o'clock and you got 5 hours, actually 4 hours till park close. Then you got that intermediate hour, 9 to 10, where you can get on a few things and then you got the party afterward. So it's not a bad price, guys. So if you have the ticket or you're considering getting a ticket, put that in your back burner. Maybe you could sit there going like, you know what? Yeah, I can get there and I can do 9 hours of park stuff at Epcot, which I would normally not be able to do, and I might have shorter lines during that time. So that's something you might want to think about. Well, guys, that's it for this video. Guys, I'm sorry I took some time off. I promised you I was going to say something about the hurricane. Yes, I was there. I stayed at All Star Music. I never felt I was in danger. Disney did a marvelous job of taking care of us. We were great. We were able, I had food in my refrigerator, but it wasn't a huge need for that. They did not give us free food, but they gave us like free, sack lunches, which were reduced prices and stuff. And I had actually bought some food at regular price the day before, and so I stuck them in my fridge, and I had it by Thursday, late morning, early afternoon. Things were just going back into normal. They let us into the parks on Friday morning, early for 2 hours, so that was a great thing. But guys, pray for the people that got affected by the hurricane, people from Fort Myers. Universal was hit worse than Disney was. But again, when it comes down to it, those people that suffered either personal loss, they lost their homes and so forth. I pray for those people, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Well, guys, I'll be back next week, and I'm going to be talking about Wine and Dine again. So, guys, if you have any suggestions on what you guys want to hear, put it down in the comments below. But I already have a few things that ideas that I'm going to talk about. So, guys, without further ado, I'm going to say, guys, create a magical day and see you sooner than later.